The latest polls on the Montreal municipal elections are showing Soraya Martinez-Ferrada and Ensemble Montréal in the lead over Projet Montréal. But it's not all smooth sailing for Ensemble. Here to give us her take is political analyst Justine McIntyre. So Justine, a couple of polls now, including one done by CTV Montreal, showing Soraya and Ensemble quite a bit ahead of Luc Rabouin and Projet. Among decided voters, though, there are still a lot of undecided, right? So should Luc Rabouin and Projet Montréal be worried at this point?
I think they should definitely be worried at this point, Caroline. And I'm always surprised to see how those undecided numbers are just not moving. It was a couple weeks ago when the first poll came out, it was sitting around 48%. It's barely gone down, still 42% of voters feeling undecided. Ensemble Montréal with Soraya Martinez definitely pulling ahead at this point. And I feel that Luc Rabouin is just having difficulty detaching himself from his party's legacy. So that's hurting him right now. But if you add those two numbers between Projet Montréal and Transition Montreal being led by Craig Sauvé, who is formerly a Projet Montréal member, you see that they add up to almost exactly what Ensemble Montréal has. It would be 20% if they were joining forces. So it really looks like there's been a split among the progressives, among the left, which is at this point serving Soraya Martinez.
So that's got to worry Luc Rabouin, as you say. But Soraya Martinez has had a few problems of her own. She had to get rid of a candidate this week, Alexandre Giasson, for some comments he had apparently made earlier about other candidates. What did he say exactly, and did she have a choice here?
There were a lot of comments, very aggressive, nasty comments directed towards the borough mayor in Mercier, Hochelaga, Maisonneuve. Of course, there's been an ongoing situation here with regards to many issues, not least of which is garbage collection, which was reduced from weekly to every 2 weeks. And he, as a citizen, and it's important to state that he was as a citizen, was upset about that, but then he did what citizens shouldn't do, and especially if they're ever considering running for politics. He went online and didn't just complain, but really used some nasty terminology directed at the mayor directly, the borough mayor. And Soraya Martinez-Ferrada initially defended her candidate. And the reason for that is that at this point, she cannot, it's too late to get somebody to replace him. So if she withdraws him, she now no longer has a candidate in that Hochelaga district, which is an important district. So she will be losing votes there. She will be losing a candidate. And she tried, I think, mainly for that reason, to keep him on board. But pressure was mounting. New revelations were made. We heard Bruno Marchand, the mayor of Quebec, saying that he had also received some nasty comments from Giasson, and ultimately she dropped him from her team.
We only have like 30 seconds left. Quickly, there was a debate on TVA last night with 4 leaders.
Yeah.
What did you make of it? Anybody win anything?
Interesting to see all 4 there, because up until now we've often seen a face-off between Projet and Ensemble. So it was nice to see Transition included and Gilbert Thibodeau's Action Montréal included. I think it made for a richer discussion. I think we heard a little bit more from each of the candidates, and it's getting a little bit more aggressive in tone as well as we get down to that November 2 deadline for the election.
All right, so the audience seemed to have won that one. Thank you so much, Justine McIntyre. Good to see you.
Thanks, Caroline.